Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Evolve 24 Radio. I am Lori Marie, founder of the Eighth House Mystery School, a safe space for seekers, healers, curious minds, and people who know there's more to life than what we were taught. Today, I'm so excited because we're hanging out with one of my incredible instructors, Alisa, who brings her own unique magic, wisdom, and perspective to the community. How are you doing today, Alisa?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, where should I start? And who I am as a being, or who I am as
Tell us your favorite things.
Favorite things, definitely a dog person. Absolutely. We are just doing a show and tell of my two big babies. Dog parent rather than dog person, I'd say. I'm in Arizona, in the United States. I'm born and raised here, so very, very proud of my desert. I am a big tea person, tea and herb person in any way, shape, and form. I'm always trying to learn more about plants around me and ways that we can use them. Trying to think of what else. It's like trying to figure out
what are you obsessed with right now?
Obsessed with right now. I'm very creative, so I'm always figuring out something to make or do. I just reorganized a bunch of my crystals and whatnot. Found new ways to put them out, and trying to figure out new ways to. I have this cabinet that I built out of wood, trying to figure out new ways to use it so that I can better adapt to things I need over time. But I'm really creative. I'm full of ideas, never-ending ideas. So it's fun to figure out what's a better way to use something or utilize something.
I agree with you on that. I'm an idea person as well. So share with us a little bit about what you do in the world, and maybe what season of life you're in right now.
Okay, that's a good way to phrase it. Who I am in the world, I am a Reiki practitioner and I'm a intuitive energy healer. So I am very visual with the things that I see when we're sharing and exchanging energy. So it can be like mediumship through what we share in the Reiki session. I am also a podcast host. My podcast is called Unique Perspectiva. That's also the name of most of the things that I offer. And the podcast is about how we all have a unique perspective. We all have something to learn from each other, and we also have something to teach each other. And so when we come together and we share these stories, there's always something that we can benefit from in these spaces of sharing and actively listening. The name is in an English word and Spanish word because I am biracial. So it's a reflection of growing up in two different worlds at once. And it taught me to be an observer. It taught me that there's more than just what meets the eye with a lot of things. And so that models into what the start of this was. So I'm very passionate about learning about people and connection, because we all are from the same planet. And then at the same time, we are made from the same things. We go back to the same things. And so we're social creatures. Everything that we do, we are meant to do in community. And we can survive on our own, but we thrive together. So the podcast is a model of that. And also connection circles are a model of that. And that's a space where we can come together and we can connect to ourselves and others through community, through somatic work, through reflection. So yeah, very, very passionate about this remembering of kind of our evolution and what made us a more evolved and a way to become more of a thriving species.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're trying to achieve here at the Eighth House Mystery School too, with the Evolve 24 community. It's about creating community and connection, and a safe place for people to thrive and follow their passions and learn things that you don't learn in everyday life, but you would learn in the perfect environment with people that are also living with those thoughts and things that excite them as well. So you're going to fit perfectly in our school. I know it, and I know everybody's going to love your class. So you could teach anywhere. So what is it about the school and the mission, and what can the community members look forward to seeing from you?
The connection part is something that I find really, I'm sure you can answer the question with what I was just saying, but it's something I'm really drawn to. And it's also the way that I think about it is that what one of my teachers in my trainings have told me is what you teach teaches you as you teach it. And so with everything, being a person that has a bunch of ideas, with everything as they go through, when the moment feels right, the thing shows up. And so the more that you run from something, or the more that you search for it, it's not as fruitful as the thing that appears at the right time in the right place. And so with these thoughts of in my mind I've been wanting to bring the connection circles and onto an online space, because I've been doing them all in person for a few years. And so seeing this opportunity kind of come up, it was just kind of everything that I thought of actually materialized.
That's amazing how the universe works. So one of the awesome parts about the 8th Health Mystery School and the Evolve 24 community is the groups. And so, yes, you'll be hosting a class, which we'll talk about here in a second, but you yourself could create those circles that you're talking about within the groups and specialize them, and then invite the community members who feel aligned. So that's really awesome that you'll be able to do that. And there's so many ways to connect through our groups, and also adding in your link, which will be in your groups if you want to meet virtually in your circles, or however that works. So what class this quarter are you going to be teaching?
The class is going to be a 6-week class. It's called Rhythms of Being, a Somatic Connection Recalibration. And it is taking the circle concept into a series over 6 weeks. So there's a few different thoughts that go into it. First of all, when it comes to the new year, every year, we do a lot of our reflection, we do a lot of our journaling, and then plan making and whatnot goes out the window within a little bit of time. So the thought is to take this reflection time into a seasonal base. And so I am thinking that this is something I might offer every season. And within this time, we're going to be reflecting, we're going to be connecting to others, but we're also going to be talking about some of the more simple yet important aspects of life. So we're talking about how we are nature, we're talking about support, we're talking about rest. And a lot of these things we already know, but it comes back to this remembering, this kind of intuitive thing that we have in our bloodline for several different generations, that we kind of feel this missing piece to, but don't really know how to place. And so when we have these moments where we can focus on those simple things and those rememberings can come in, then it kind of clicks, kind of makes sense. So it's
that sounds beautiful, like a beautiful opportunity to self-reflect as a group.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So, on a totally different note, and maybe not so much so, but what do you think people out there in the world are craving right now? Like, what do they need?
I think community is definitely a big one, and genuine connection. We can kind of get this pseudo connection through our digital devices, yet we're aware that as we are looking through the screen that we're still at home alone, or we're in a moment alone, and there's a feeling of something missing. And I know we're still doing these things digitally, but we're not seeing a picture and filling in the blanks of what we think that picture has. And so instead, we're talking about real things. And also in these spaces, we encourage everybody to come with an open mind and a welcoming heart, and know that the stories that you tell belong to you. They're not going to be shared outside of here. And so with that being so, in these spaces, they're so welcoming that you're going to hear a story that sounds similar to yours and realize, hey, I'm not that alone. And I will tell you, it's common for someone to be like, oh, I'm not going to talk. I'm just here because my friend's here. I'm just here because my wife made me come. And then they're the person who talks the most. And it's not to judge them or anything like that. It's just that is the significance of the remembering that happens in these spaces. That you're not alone, and it's not the only time that something like this has been experienced or things like that. And what's great is that everything about it is an invitation. And so in these invitations, there's really nothing that is more important than you listening to yourself, or there's nothing that I can say that's more significant than what you can discover yourself. So these things all model back to what's needed right now, this connection, this community. Because in community, in connection is where we learn about ourselves, and where a lot of the really potent healing can happen, because you're being seen and you're being supported.
100%. Yeah. In a world right now where social media has sort of taken hold of, our focus and our attention, people want to jump in and comment on, posts or chats, and it's very one-sided. It's not like a give and take energetically. It's more of, it's more separation than connection. I believe social media's intent was to connect, but I believe that really it's isolated people so much. And so having like live virtual groups and classes and, authentic connection where the people that are coming together are like-minded, and not like an algorithm that sort of puts something in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Something that you can choose.
Yeah, exactly.
They know you better.
Exactly. So if someone's watching today and they feel stuck or curious, maybe they're just starting their awakening and they're looking for, something deeper, what would you want to say to them right now?
Let me think about that for a second. Don't think that you need to try absolutely everything and do everything at once. There are several different modalities of things. There's several different figures. There's several different cultures. And a lot of these things, everybody has a different version of it, but a lot of them can be similar. And so say, for example, one person can use tarot cards, another person can use their own intuition, and it's their tools. It's not saying that you are right or wrong. It's not saying that it's not something you won't adopt in 2 years either. The best thing to do is just follow what calls to you right now. And if it's not really interesting to you in that 2 years, that's okay. There will be a next thing. But don't overwhelm yourself by trying to absorb everything and learn everything all at once. What's best for you right now is what interests you right now.
I love that. And then in closing, if you had one thing that you wanted people to know about you, what would that one thing be?
I am an empath, and I know that can be a buzzword, but I very much look and feel what other people feel. And the reason why I say that is that helps me see that connection part of people. And so I am that person to just be like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I'm fine. No, you're not. No, you're not. So it's not to say that like, it can very much so be a blessing and a curse, but at the same time, it's always been something that I felt very passionate about, of helping people feel seen. Like, I was always the kid that sat next to the new kid in school. I didn't want them to feel left out or things like that. So just know that when I ask you how you are, I genuinely want to know.
Oh, I love that so much. That was so good. Thank you for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, I loved having you. So if you'd like to connect more with Alisa or explore her classes in the Eighth House Mystery School, be sure to like and follow us or hop on over to www.eighthhousemysteryschool.com and check us out and join our community. And if you're feeling the vibe, subscribe, stay here for a while. We have other instructors that want to share with you what they have going on. And we just all want to invite you to our community that's safe and open and connected. So thank you all for being here today. And thank you again, Alisa.
Thank you also, Lori. I was very grateful to be here.